back for another SubQuery community call. We're at March already. We have a lot of exciting things to cover. I think I said it in the tweet, but February might have been a short month, but it was full of some big, exciting things. So I'm excited to cover it off. I will just let people come in for the next couple minutes. Hopefully someone can let me know in the chat and confirm that you can hear me. I also want to just acknowledge first and foremost what's going on around the world right now and in the Middle East. I know there's a lot of people and in general, but also a lot of the crypto community is based in a lot of those areas. So if you happen to be based there or your loved ones are based there, just want to let you know that we're sending you our thoughts and hope you're all keeping safe and well. And with that said, I will get into it and we'll start kind of covering some things off as people flow in. So the first thing I want to cover while people are still coming in is the Consumer Rewards Program, which I've spoken about several times because it has been a 12-month long program, which we had 100 million SQT allocated to, our largest campaign ever. And I feel like it flew by, but we launched it on the 1st of April last year. So there's just 1 month left of the campaign. But no better time to start now. What it does is reward users on the SubQuery network who are hosting their indexes on the SubQuery network or using RPCs on the SubQuery network. And for those that don't know, we have RPCs, decentralized RPCs on the SubQuery network, such as a lot of the EVM-based networks, Ethereum, Arbitrum, Base, and then some non-EVM ones as well, like Polkadot and Kusama. So if you need RPCs, go over there. If you have an indexer, definitely host your indexer over there because you can earn up to 10 times your spending in rewards. And what that means is it is the most affordable hosting option available. Even without this program in place, it's probably the most affordable hosting option available. Most of the reward mechanisms we have as standard on the SubQuery network should cover your costs or close to in general, let alone this program allowing you to earn 10 times your spending as well. So with the market the way it is right now, I think affordability and cost efficiency are pretty front of mind for a lot of people. So if yourselves are using any of the other maybe hosted or managed service providers, they're a lot more expensive. It might be time to switch to something like the SubQuery network. Also means your infrastructure is decentralized. So if you need help, reach out to us, scan the QR code on the screen if you want to learn a bit more. I will flick it through on the chat as well. All right. Next. Awesome. So our newest user on the SubQuery network, speaking of, is OpenZeppelin. I'm sure many of you will have heard of them. They're a pretty standard name in software development, and they recently published 30 plus projects to the SubQuery network across a bunch of different networks. So they originally came to us to host a Stellar indexer because I think we were one of the only solutions they could find that did so. They work closely with our node operators, and we're really happy with the performance and the responsiveness of our node operators, and then went ahead and published another 28 projects because of it. So we're very excited to have OpenZeppelin on there, and so many of their projects as well. And I'm excited to talk a little bit more about that in future. Obviously, they've just published them and they're getting all up and running and everything. That's the focus right now. But we'll spotlight them a little bit more in future as well. Next up, we have the newest chain integration, which is Tron, which I have said is coming soon. It's just in the last kind of stages. It was a really cool process, actually. Our customer Polytope Labs contributed a PR to add support for Tron, which is what we love to see. The community contributing to our code is always welcome. They submitted that PR. Our CTO, Ian, went a little bit back and forth on them, made some improvements, some tweaks, and I think it's getting pretty close to being ready. So reach out if you are or you know of any Tron teams that want beta access, want to be a launch partner of ours. We can work really closely with you on that Tron support. I'm sure Polytope Labs will be one of the first to jump on. But if you're interested, definitely let us know. Next, new roadmap incoming. And I need to hold my hands up and confess that I did promise it last month, where I told you that the next time I talk to you, we'd be talking about what the roadmap says, which technically we can because it is live now. This is your very exclusive alpha, letting you know right here, right now on the call that our latest roadmap is live. And I've just linked it in the chat and it's up there on the screen if you want to type it in. At high level, the goal is to now convert the infrastructure strength that we have and that we've established over the last few years into scalable, monetizable intelligence. So reducing protocol experimentation, maximizing adoption, incentives, and revenue signals. So go check out the roadmap. We'll release more information about it in the coming days. And if you do have any questions, either now, feel free to post it in the chat, or later, send a message on our Telegram and Discord. We'll be happy to have a chat about the new roadmap. Ask SubQuery reminder. So Ask SubQuery is a product that we launched in December. And then kind of re-announced in January, launched it in December in closed beta, that's why, and then opened it up in January to everyone. And what it does is allows you to connect AI agents to blockchain data. It's the first product to connect to the Hermes subnet as well. And you can, as SQT holders, which I'm sure a lot of you here are, you can lock your SQT to get free daily credits. It doesn't consume that SQT. It doesn't use it. You're just locking it in. It's just rewarding you as a holder to access those free daily credits. So worth jumping on and having a try if you haven't already. It's quite cool. The kind of process or thought is that you bring your indexer there, connect it, and then you can ask your questions to an AI agent about the blockchain data in your indexer. But we do also have some example projects on there, so you can just click and have a play and see what it's kind of capable of. And speaking of its capability, I just want to showcase that here. This is like a live example that you can actually see. Hopefully, I think I've just maximized that. Hopefully that's a bit bigger for you guys. So here's an Ask SubQuery versus ChatGPT comparison. So this is your standard LLM approach like ChatGPT. You ask it, what are the top 5 tokens on Uniswap by total locked value? It's kind of rattling off a guess, what it knows. It says there is no public ranked list of tokens. It's not true. It doesn't know. It's just guessing. And it gives a really long answer. That screenshot doesn't even include the whole answer because it's just kind of like spelling off what it knows to give you some information, which is nice about ChatGPT, but it's not correct. It's outdated and it's guessing. Compared to Ask SubQuery, where you can get that same Uniswap indexer, sorry, not the same one. You can select the Uniswap indexer on Ask SubQuery or bring your own one in. Ask that same question, what are the top 5 tokens on Uniswap by locked value, total value locked? And there you go. You got the 5 tokens right there, the amount of total value locked, and no other jibber jabber. Just the 5 TVLs that you've asked for. Answered accurately, answered up to date, and no guesses, no fluff. Because I'm sure all of you are noticing these days that AI BS, so to speak, is kind of quite identifiable now. It's kind of hard to work through what is just AI and what is accurate information. So yeah, basically what I've said, but LLMs like ChatGPT, large language models, are great until you ask them something that changes every minute, like the top 5 tokens on Uniswap by TVL. ChatGPT will guess. Ask SubQuery is pulling that live on-chain data and answering you instantly. So those are all the main updates. I actually sped through that. The roadmap is the most exciting and biggest piece. I just feel like you guys can go check it out for yourself, but you'll see that there's the two sections. One section focuses on SubQuery network, and there's kind of 4 pieces that go under that. Another section on Ask SubQuery with 3 sections under that. A lot to achieve this year, a lot to focus on, but all ultimately around that goal of, taking what we have as infrastructure strength and now scaling it, monetizing it, and making it intelligent, which was obviously our goal of 2025 was the year of AI. Now we're really scaling that year of AI. So hopefully that gave you opportunity to ask a few questions. I can see there's a few in the chat. So let me have a quick look. And if you don't think of your question now, just send it through to us afterwards. My favorite question wouldn't be a community call without someone asking about the next CX listing. And sadly, I can't give you any juicy content. As I've said before, when it comes to sex listings, we ourselves don't even know until kind of 48 hours before it happens. The CXs keep it very locked down. They won't tell you until sometimes it's when it's listed. I think with Gate, it might have been like that. We got notified once it was listed or the same day it was listed. And that's intentional. That's so I can't come on here and tell you guys and you go and buy a bunch of tokens because you know the CX listing is going to rocket SQT and you can take advantage of that, like even if I wanted to, which I probably wouldn't as well, sadly, give you the inside scoop. But if I did want to, I literally couldn't say. I mean, I'm not allowed, but also I don't know. Like our teams that's standard for CX listings is that you won't know. But as I always say, we are in the conversations, we're connected with all the right people, and there's an element of timing to everything as well. The market is not great right now, so it's not really like hot CX listing season. Someone said what kind of AI agents are supported. I'm guessing that's in relation to Ask SubQuery, and the way it works is that you put in your index data set. So you might come with a Uniswap data set or I don't know what's your favorite DeFi protocol or DeFi project that you yourself are bringing, and you've indexed some data from Arbitrum. Bring that, plug the endpoint in, and then you get an AI agent that is focused on blockchain data. So it's a blockchain data AI agent, and it can ask your questions in plain English. You can then take that and plug that into your app as well, so that your users that are using it can come on and ask questions about the protocol, about the transactions that have taken place and whatnot to this AI agent that essentially has come from our SubQuery, if that makes sense. So it's a blockchain data powered AI agent. It's finally making blockchain data able to be answered by AI agents and to be intelligent, which previously has not really been possible. Are there SDKs available for devs building custom agents? I would just direct you to our docs on that. I'm going to link it here in the chat. So here's specifically the GraphQL AI agent documentation for you to have a look at. Although someone's asked this on Twitter and it looks like my chat's going through to YouTube. So if you can't see that, just head over to our documentation and go onto the GraphQL agent tab and check it out there. It is an open sourced GraphQL agent, so you can definitely, build off of that. What else do we have? Tron network goes brr. Love that. Love that. Tron is a pretty cool ecosystem. Tomorrow one says, how many free credits does one get if 1,000 SQT tokens are locked? And that's a really good question, which I may have to come back to you on. I think the amount you have to lock is not so high. And I'm trying to remember if we have tiers to how much credits you unlock based on the amount you lock of SQT, but I don't think that's the case. So let me double check. I'm going to write a note for myself and confirm that tomorrow on Telegram, because I know tomorrow's on there. So if you're curious, come back then. Okay. Any other questions? Someone said, how's Hermes different from our SubQuery? So that's a great question. So Hermes is the underlying infrastructure. It's the training playground for these AI agents. So the AI and Ask SubQuery is an AI agent, a blockchain data powered AI agent. So it is being powered by the AI agents that go and get trained and fine-tuned on Hermes, if that makes sense. So basically, it's very hard for AI agents to stay up to date on blockchain data. So they need a training ground and incentivization like Hermes, where they get rewarded for being the most up-to-date and accurate agents. And then those agents can then power products like our SubQuery, if that makes sense. So our SubQuery, authorized caller product powered by Hermes. Someone said do an Ask SubQuery versus Claude comparison next time as well. And I'm going to make a note of that as well, because I did that ChatGPT one quite quickly, and I'd be keen to see what we get from Claude as well. So I love that. Tamora also said, does one have to choose the platform indexer on Ask SubQuery before carrying out the search? So if I'm understanding that correctly, there are some pre-built index data sets on Ask SubQuery that you can choose. Most likely, it's what you're going to go and have a play and understand what Ask SubQuery can do. But if you are truly interested in data from a certain protocol or network, you're going to need to get that data set and then plug in the API endpoint for our SubQuery to read the data and then be able to answer questions about it, if that makes sense. We're going to add examples as we go, though, especially popular ones. So that will be fun for you guys to keep going on and having a play. All right. That is all our questions. If you do have any more, like I say, get on to our socials if you're not already. Follow us on Twitter, SubQuery Network, if you're not already. Join our Discord, join our Telegram. I'm reachable on both, and we have some great moderators that can help you out over there as well. And happy to answer any questions. I think I always say this, but it is almost 9:30 p.m. for me here in New Zealand, where I'm based. So if you do send questions through and there's a few hours delay, that's not me ignoring you. I will come back tomorrow once I've had a chance to check them out, and I will reply there. So thank you to everyone who's joining. And once again, hope everyone is staying safe and well. Staying safe and well. Because it's a crazy time out there in the world at the moment. All right.